what's good for me. That's my opinion!
Just got back from the range. Smile money. This is just fluff. Yeah, I think yesterday I said that we were going to do them in this order, but when you spend some time out at the range, you just feel compelled to
take it up to the top.
Just do that. But since how that was your dream bottle, I'll leave you to opening it.
Okay.
But there's a small chance that tomorrow Christine actually wants to shoot her Hellcat, so she didn't go with today. So we might actually have 2 days in a row. Hang on, make sure I'm still alive. 2 days in a row of going to the range.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it definitely could be worse. Oh, that's right. I gotta pick the infamous opener. Should you use this one?
Why not?
Open my beard. Open my beard, bitch.
Here's my lovely Swiss Army knife. Come on, you can do it. I think I was successful.
Yeah, look at that. It's like magic.
Infamous upside down rain.
You're supposed to drink it upside down too.
No.
You can hang from the sword.
No.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
To an awesome day. Sorry about that whole, running errands shit, but... And
All right.
Pretty much none of it really started off good, though. We went up to Big Daddy's for breakfast. 2 weeks ago, me and Miles went to Big Daddy's for breakfast. They opened up at 6 o'clock in the morning. There was a note on the door that their new hours were 11 to 8. We were there 3 hours early. So we went to Julie's, and we got to be taken care of by the hostess with the mostest, Tori.
You did a great job.
She's a very
sweetheart.
She's a very wonderful girl. It always works out quite well for her and her tips whenever any of our group are there. And just for the record, I tried to convince him to do a little pre-gaming, but we didn't. We actually watched Daniel and Rex review that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure where their review went, though. They kind of went sideways in that particular review.
They were all over the place.
Started talking about propping up babies in the right angle for the bottle to self... And Daniel's going, I don't think we should be talking about this. And that's a channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Actually, they have two separate ones, and I don't even know why they do have two separate ones.
Thank you.
Just when you thought the Burr review couldn't get any worse. We're closed.
No, you're not.
This is a men's area.
After what your wife just did to me, I'm all man.
How many days are you in?
Just one day.
Which one? Friday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Does that mean they still have Thursday, Friday to go?
Yeah, it's to put you over the hump, so to speak.
Step
Nice.
in.
No, I hate these people. Bunch of dicks.
We like our drinks.
All we see is your jacket. And your gun.
Yeah, see that.
That's all right.
Get yourself some of that.
You want to trade?
For what? You don't have anything to trade for. It'd be 3 for 1, pal. I'm sorry. Don't mean to hurt your feelings.
I'm being a nice, legal, law-abiding citizen, which is why I'm not carrying, because Minnesota doesn't have reciprocity with Ohio. So.
What? Oh, I did? I forgot my phone? And you're going to bring it to me?
So does it count as being muzzle swept
What a sweet
when
girl.
it's in a shoulder rig and he walks away asking for a friend?
Yes.
It does?
Yeah.
No. Well, that's it. The gun goes full auto. Oh, look, Bad Boy is here.
The runaway.
He broke his way down here.
So, Christine's recording, and as of this moment in time, in my story, we don't want David pounding into the front door, so I text him and I say, I'm propping the side door open. Fuzzy dipshit pawed the door open, and we're down here going, God, he's being awfully quiet. Well, you know why he was so quiet? Because he wasn't fucking here.
He was outside. I saw him running. I thought, that dog looks familiar.
Hopefully Sam doesn't see this.
Oh, no.
So I go out there with a handful of the chicharrones or the crunchies there that he really likes, and he's going, hey, asshole, I ain't falling for this. I'll eat the one that you threw me, and poof, off he goes.
Did you see him run in front of that car that actually saw him before he got right in their sights? Yeah, the driver saw him jacked up.
Dumbass.
Well, there's some responsible drivers out there.
So there's like a 7 or 8 year old girl out in the street on a bike. She grabs him for me, and he still pulls and runs away. And long story short, he just followed David into the house.
Yeah.
I'm standing in the yard with the beef jerky still in my hand, and I look over my shoulder and I see his tail going in the side door following you. I'm like,
Well, it's a cool factor.
just in case you didn't have containment of him, though, I bolted to the door. So
I saw you, and I thought, I got this under control, pal.
Well,
Yeah, see. I treat him with respect and dignity. Push the button.
Probably was doing this because I wouldn't share that sausage with him.
probably, yeah. He would even jumped up and tried to grab it out of Rich's pocket.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. He's an animal. You're an animal. Hey, don't even think about it. I'll break your beak. That's right.
Yeah, listen to it.
You need
He's
to be
telling you
calm.
straight.
You need to be calm. Good boy. No crying. Okay, there's no crying. No crying in the man.
Yeah, I wonder how it'd turn out if I took my Kimber over to the grinder and kind of rounded off the...
Oh, the heel?
Yeah.
It would work. You'd lose a bit of balance, but you're not that good of a shot anyway. So.
Oh, look, it's Jeremy. What did he find?
Jeremy. Hey, next time when I'm driving, shit for brains, please call me. I can't answer text while I'm driving, okay?
Filthy pickle.
It's a hands-free state.
See this
Oh, geez.
cluster down here?
Yeah?
That's what he did with the last gun he shot today.
Oh, you went up to Island Lake then? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were going up.
We were, but we both decided that 31 degrees felt okay.
Okay.
It didn't really
Nice.
feel all that great on your hands after an hour.
Nice work.
A lot of what I was doing was just making sure the guns functioned properly. They were first shots.
Now, where'd you get these targets? Do they supply these now? Or do you have to buy them?
No, I found him in the garage. We're both thinking, well, David and Bunky normally bring up the targets.
Yeah.
I don't even have a frickin' stapler. But I went and checked in the garage, and I'm standing there, a little help from Vivian. I look up, the handlebars, laying on, I don't even know how the thing must have fallen, was these
Targets.
5 or 6 of these big targets. And I'm like, okay.
Did he give you a visitor?
Yeah. Yeah, we filled out the paperwork and dropped $5 into the door.
You followed the rules. That's very good of you.
And we were the only ones there for quite a while, and then somebody else showed up. Must have been training someone in, because they were like taking 2 shots and then 15 minutes to discuss the 2 shots. It was like, hell, we did 2 shots last night and didn't take that amount of time.
Very true.
As you called today coming back, if you were going to Island Lake, I would have gone with you, just so you know. You cut me off.
We're going tomorrow.
I'm used to it. I feel my...
She wants to go tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you say?
Mm-hmm.
If I can get Bunky to roll, she would love to go. She hasn't shot for a long time.
So it's just going to be, I do the math in my head.
5
It took a while. 5 of us.
Yeah. Jesus.
It was complicated there. And of course,
You're right.
for a moment, I had me and Rich.
He's a nice boy. He's a little slow, but he's nice.
See, in my brain,
Yes, sir. Your brain.
I had me and Rich as a couple, you and Bunky, and then Chris was just tagging along.
Yeah, we're tired of the roof like a dead deer. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Let's not crinkle any bags that sound like.
Oh.
Because somebody is quiet for a second.
Oh, don't take this and make a sound like it. Don't do that.
Dick.
Did you hear your favorite sound?
Hi, baby.
Did you?
Oh, you meant that sound?
Yeah, that was the sound, David.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi. You're so pretty. You're such a handsome guy. Good dog. Your grandpa's a dick.
You need anything?
Still good.
Hey, by the time the brew review actually starts, might need to go grab another one of these.
What power is that?
These are kind of light, 6%.
Or are you doing something like 17.5%?
Yesterday's beer,
Seven-
worldwide barreled age.
It's quite warmer.
Yeah. Got you tweaked, huh?
Well, again, I'm not a math specialist, but if you drank 3 of these, you'd still not be as drunk as one of those. You'd have to pee more, though. This isn't what we're reviewing, though. We're actually reviewing something that's been on his Holy Grail
This
list.
is 58.9%.
Huh. Drink it like beer, though.
We're supposed to be reviewing the Johnnie Walker Black label.
Oh.
Blue.
Blue label, sorry. Black is at the bottom. Well, there's irony. I will not continue with this train of thought. The blue is the top one.
It's their top end scotch.
Hey, black scotch matters.
And I've been wanting to try it since about 1995 when I learned about it.
Really?
Mm,
And you haven't because of what?
the price.
What's the price on it?
Oh, this one was $240
Excuse me.
for that one bottle.
That's a third of a quality gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
He almost looks like he's going to
there are
cry.
even more expensive scotches out there. Some of the Japanese scotches have 4 digits or more in their prices.
4 digits or more.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. See, I'm not a connoisseur. I drank to get drunk and to stay drunk.
He's looking at a bottle that represents the gun that he could have had.
Yeah.
It's like, you need a tissue? I'm sorry, Dave.
That's pretty weepy right there.
So this was my retirement present to myself.
Oh, it was. Oh, well, good for you. That's it? That's your only gift to you?
I'm working on the honey-do list. Lots of things to make the wife happy.
Hey,
Oh.
see this?
She's the new boss.
David bought himself that, celebrating that it was Tuesday. See, you need to aim a little higher.
You gotta step up your game. Yeah. No, the last 3 books I've written, each at the end of each, when I finally got it published, I buy myself a new gun.
Sounds like a good practice.
On this one, I don't. Eric disagrees with me, but I've got the best guns I could ever hope to own, and I'm really happy with them.
Well, when did I disagree with you about that?
You know, there's more to get.
Well, there is, but that's one thing I do not have and never have had in the collection is a bobbed 1911, and there's just something that is just such the ultimate carry gun.
And a 45, yeah, and it handles it so well. What are we doing?
It looks like he's sleeping on your shoe.
Oh,
He's just bonding with you.
he's bonding. He wants to get to know me better.
He's like Dax and Shelby would do. If in case he falls asleep, it's that Western thing. He's touching you, so in case you move,
Yeah, he's
he
on
knows.
you.
He knows you've moved.
Yeah, our dogs will even do that. Our little dogs. Yeah, they want to know. I'll let you guys get your review. I enjoyed it.
It's a good meeting you.
Hopefully we can get out tomorrow.
Are you
That would be
going
great.
out the side door?
Yes, sir. Or would you rather I go out the front door?
You want me to grab his car?
Oh, no, I'll go out the front door, because this schmuck.
Well, it's less work.
Oh, what?
The side door, if you just turn the old school lock
Yeah.
and let go of it, it'll relock, so it'll click behind
Hey,
you.
asshole.
Just so dumbass doesn't open the door again.
Old school locks, that's what we used to call locks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we call a
Oh, look at there.
car.
Yeah.
Inflatable goods.
Yeah.
Love those safety.
You know, if you're going to go into the
cushions.
river in a car, that's one to be with. Just hang on to her, you'll float.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ed would be pissed off at me. Stop blocking the girl.
Yeah, she's cuteful. You be a good boy, okay? You be a good boy. You're a good guy. Yeah, you're a good boy.
That means it's good.
You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy.
Salty Shellback is enjoying a Dragon Fandango right now. And he says that it reminds him of the Earth Rider Raspberry Crush. Or Raspberry
Both
Crush.
of those titles sound like anal sex. They just do.
At
I'm
least
sorry, but
lubricant for that act.
yeah. Oh, jeez. So many of these people are not right.
Here. Come on.
Hey, you stay there. I'm going to go out the front door.
Here we go grab him.
Okay.
Keep this guy from getting away.
Come here. Come on. Stay over here.
Hopefully see you tomorrow.
Stay over the guys.
Yeah. Give us a call, will ya?
Yes.
Let us know.
Yeah, you're being a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are.
15 minutes, we haven't done a damn thing. And the last thing we said before David popped down here,
You finished your beer before I did.
we should, here, I can fix that. Where are we going?
I'm being rude, turning my back on our viewers.
I tell you, sometimes he has the most animated looks. Like, I said, where are you going? And he turned back and looked at me like, how dare you ask? Okay. Yeah, today was really good. The one thing that I'm very happy to declare, I've already talked to NIHAP, is Nemesis. I actually really liked the trigger. I shot it extremely well, and it didn't have a single failure. And I put two of the normal mags through it, so 15 rounds, and then I put 2 or 3 of the 17 round mags through it. And it's I don't have an issue with it. I think it ran and was accurate. Talk about the tale of two worlds.
Yes.
Oh boy, this is just going to add fuel to that fire, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
The non-smile moneyed PSA, which here's irony, the non-smile moneyed one, this one in my hand that resides in my safe, ran flawlessly.
Mine ran flawlessly too.
Well,
it just acts like it has a binary trigger.
Okay,
Which is not a good thing in a 9mm handgun.
anybody that has any guesses on this, we'd be happy to entertain them right now.
Open to suggestions.
Because 3 people, because NIHAP was in on this phone call, 3 people that know the ins and outs of the Glock and Glock clones pretty well. Rich's gun is firing on fire, and when he lets go, it's firing on the reset. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if that, because the first ones he was firing, all I heard was ba-bum, ba-bum. I'm like, wow, he's going full in on this double tapping thing. And then I look over and he's got this look on his face like something is going way wrong. And sure enough, I saw this. He pulled the trigger, the gun fired. Looked over at me, looked back at the target, let go of the trigger, and it fired. Mm-hmm. It is a binary trigger.
It literally is. And it seems to be almost every time.
And he didn't do any, there's no hot dogging. It wasn't like he took a Dremel. It's a Wheaton Arms trigger in it with a ghost connector. And all Rich did was polish.
Just polished the places it should be polished and didn't over polish them. I just used a Dremel and I did it fairly lightly.
I don't even know if there's honestly such a thing as to case in point, the one that you said the trigger feels pretty good, my G20. I was over there like I was being paid to waste time in mother's polish. I mean, I got that thing to the point where you can use it. NASA called and wanted to know if they could borrow it to replace the Hummel mirror. Mine's not a binary trigger.
I don't plan on carrying and using this one until I can resolve the issue.
Oh, since it's taking up the place that I have to put it. Yeah, Marshall.
That was for you, Marshall.
Somebody sent a package that said Marshall Bomey. Okay, here's my thoughts on this. I'm going to leave this up to the dog's mother, Samantha, because Mike next door changed Schwags' schedule his culinary calendar, and the dog shit like a goose for about 5 days straight. And I don't want to be responsible for that. So I will be sending these home with Sam, and she can choose what she wants to do. It appeared, what I look it up, and it's
Squid.
Squid.
Spicy. Probably spicy.
Spicy squid, I think, is what we...
It had like top mustard or something. The translation is questionable.
Yes. And even though I should have already read a comment by now, I have a few things on order, but I never put Eric J. Ebomi on any of my stuff. So I suppose I will look.
Step back. I'll step back and open my beer.
Well, you have another thing you should open.
I'll work on that too.
Unless this is it's turned into some kind of a religious thing, like you've waited so long that you want to keep waiting.
No, I'm perfectly happy with it.
So now, are you supposed to use the little tassel, or
maybe it looks like it's intended to? Yes, it looks like.
Wow.
Do that.
Oh, I have even those expensive bottles of Brook Laddie over there.
Oh, it's actually under the cork. Look at that. I'm impressed.
A 17 round. Huh.
Okay, is it ready to pop the cork?
Did somebody find me a magazine? Well, I don't know if I'd say it that they're giving this away. How do you people manage to order shit without any information on here? Okay. So I don't know if that's this or not. Chanfoglia, 9mm. Oh, that's a 10mm. I don't know what this would work for.
Actually, some of my mags for the witness say that you can put 9 or 40 in them. Does it fit? No. Not for that one.
Unless this is for the baby eagle, Christine's.
Maybe. We can try it in my witness. My tin.
Her baby eagle is in her sock drawer, so I don't have access to it at this moment in time. The only reason that I paused for well, let's see, Beretta 92 FS. 1911. Oh, these have to be additional.
Yeah, I think the Model 4 is right there.
Witness SF 9mm 17 round. It looks like it could be a baby eagle one. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
That was momentarily non-eventful. See, I've been trying to find an inexpensive version of... Well, I can't even find this one. I can't even find the actual one for the gun. But...
I was able to get Metcar mags for my EAA witness.
Let's try this again. 23 minutes in. I bet a rifle, no pun intended, through those comments. Okay. I'm starting with the Fuck Joe Biden Rodeo Clown Imperial Stout. A Kevin Parker says, just found this channel. I'm hooked. Great videos. It's great to see a patriotic channel with beer, guns, and girls.
We'll drink to that.
Hashtag FJB. See, I hopefully actually hears me say this. And I subbed him. He has no content, but Remember your first, Kevin.
No other subs.
Yeah. So, hopefully, Kevin, hopefully you hear me say this. First in was Harmarsh saying, hey, you're back. Yeah, I think I could have uploaded to this channel 2 brew reviews ago, but it doesn't matter. I believe everybody knew that I was over there. So, Harmarsh, Brew Bomi as Van Halen. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Harmarsh.
Mr. Mark Mack, 85. He's back. Well, sort of. I never really went away. I mean,
Just had to change locales temporarily.
My goal was to do a brew review every other day, and I think after YouTube scolded me and said that I couldn't come out and play, I did one every single day. I think there might have been one day that I might, maybe a couple. Harmarsh, an almost 2-hour brew review for Brew Balmy's return on B&E Brew Channel. Cobra says, epic. Tardisia says, train wreck. It is really what side of the coin you're looking on. Mm-hmm. And between Cobra and Tardisius, I really can appreciate both sides. J-Dog is here at work. Now, when would this have been? 17 hours ago. Yeah. I wonder where he was when we contemplating letting Miss Pissy Pants take a dump in his front yard when we were over at Superior Meats. Cadillac V.
Marshall.
Here. It's been too long. You know, you guys, you do know if I'm not here, I'm over at Captaindick Nozzle, right? They gave the channel another strike. They told me that I was spreading medical disinformation. And just for the record, that was a really nice ass. Cadillac V. Coleman 75. Good to have you back. I was starting to worry. Should have figured you were in YouTube prison. Cheers. Coleman, in the description box, Captaindick Nozzle. That's where I was. I still, the shenanigans continued.
Absolutely.
John E. Thank you. Concho. Cheers, Marshall.
He's chilling again.
Oh, someone else trying to get him riled up again?
Just don't rattle that food bag.
Cobra says, hello there. And Sharky says, General Kenobi. And then he says, cheers, Rich.
Cheers, Cobra.
And,
Is it time?
I am not pouring, you are. I don't want to be responsible for it. And until he looked it up, but a few moments ago, I did not realize how many versions of Scotch Johnnie Walker has. It's kind of funny though, because those are 2 of them, those are 2 of them, those are 2 of them, and then isolated all by itself as the #1 slot is the Johnnie Walker Blue. Well,
It's back. Somewhere safe. Marshall. It's got a very nice, clean, scotchy nose.
you definitely know that it's Scotch. But there's
aged.
There's no weird stuff in there, and
I think this one has aged quite a while. It is a blended Scotch whiskey. I'll have to look up how long it's been aged.
and when it's blended, what are they blending it from?
Just other batches of their Scotch.
I wonder if they're one of the ones that do. This is black from last year, so they always kind of keep a little bit of it rolling. Like I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was Brook Laddie or Ardbeg. One of them has a line that basically somewhere in the lineage it would go all the way back to some of the very first batches of it.
Cheers.
So, seems how this was what it was for. This would be congratulations on making it to retirement.
And sharing it with
And
us.
I do have advice for you from everybody I've ever talked to where you are. Don't stop moving.
No, I don't plan on it. Not until I get the honeydew list done. That's going to be a while.
Well, I better call her and have her keep adding shit to that list for you. And cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
That is scotch. Nice and oaky.
But there's in there's it's got a fruitiness to it.
It's got some very nice overtones.
Wow, just trying to dissect everything that in IHOP we checked. We found Black Label reviewed, and I know he has sent me red. What, you disapprove?
I approve of this.
It almost reminds me a little bit. Well, you'll have to try a little bit of this now. No, now I can't say they're reminding me of each other because you'd go, this is nothing. They're not alike. This has a more refined. I'm not a professional, and I don't pretend to be one. It has a more refined Scotch. All the characters of Scotch, they're more refined in it.
Yes.
Very smooth. I kind of took a little bit heavier of a first celebratory hit with it than you did, and a lot of times if I get a little carried away and you get too much of a wash, especially at the back of your throat, it just burns and hurts, and this does not. But it's reminding me of the Royal Breclas. That has a really heavy apple skin fruitiness on the finish, and the very first thing I noticed, it's like reversed. This has like some kind of almost an apple, like I don't know what, like a refreshing burst right at the very beginning. But it still cracks me up when you watch, like, say, Daniel and Rex. They're like, oh, and I'm getting a distinct dandelion somewhere around the July time period.
Charred asparagus today, too.
Oh, that way you said charred asparagus? Maybe that sounds better than saying burning tire. I know it makes Smile Money want to run out and buy because I noticed my own shirt and that. I had something happen to us at breakfast that I didn't think I'd ever have happened to me. First of all, we sit down and a guy runs over and he goes, I just want you to know I really like that shirt. And he goes and I'm like, thanks. We go to leave and there is a table with three. Maybe the youngest one looked like he was 16. The oldest one might have been in his mid-20s, right, of Hispanic gentlemen. And they're all looking at me, and I was like, at first I was like, why are they looking at me? Then I thought maybe they were going to say something, but they all have smiles on their face. Was it the youngest one or the middle one, would you say?
One of the two.
Jumps up. Thanks for the dedication on that, answering that question. Yeah, it was definitely one of the two of them, Eric. He jumps up and runs over and he's like, can I get a picture of me and you wearing that shirt? And I was like, yeah. So he like comes over and his buddy that's already got the camera out is getting ready to take the picture. Then the other guy, they all got smiles on their face and they're taking pictures, and I go, so let me ask you, would you say you guys are like-minded thinkers then? And they're like, yes. I was like, wow. Younger, maybe this whole letting everybody in from down in Mexico isn't gonna work out as well as they think. I don't know, who knows? It's kind of hard when they go, here's a $50,000 in cash and a note that says bring me to the airport, and another one that says make sure you always vote Democrat. So, but yeah, I just thought that was That was really cool. Honestly, that was cool. I want to take a picture of that shirt. It was like,
I was busy paying for the breakfast, so
I missed the photogenic moment.
I did.
You could have got in on it.
I probably could have. I think, was I wearing this shirt? They probably would have approved of this one too.
Yeah, I would have thought so. You want a picture with him? Matt Davis says, I like my 40 cal pistols.
I've got a 40 cal Baby Desert Eagle. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I have to say it was really weird. I wanted nothing to do with 9mm. Then I was carrying mostly 9mm, but having said that, I didn't get rid of any 40 cal pistols. I actually take that back. I have. I worked out a very nice deal with a good friend of mine on one of my favorites, but it recently got replaced by something almost identical to it, so that's the only reason that I even let that happen. But I don't want to go without 40. For starters, probably I'd have to actually open the two and look at them side by side, but thanks to Mr. Holster, I'm almost willing to bet that if the world turned upside down and I had to run from the house with the gun that I have the most ammunition for, it might be a 40 cal. Because I had a little bit of 40 cal, but Scott handed me 2 ammo cans. One is completely filled to the top, the 50 cal ammo cans. One is completely filled all the way to the top with loose ammo, and the other one is all defensive stuff. And I left it all in the boxes because there's a whole bunch of different things. Yes. Yes, I purchased extras, and yes, you're invited. And no, I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I'm guessing within the next 40 minutes or so. Christine's still recording. And Rich is forcing me to drink this swill.
Let me twist your
Hmm.
arm.
That was weird. At the very first, as it starts to slosh across my tongue, I think I got charred asparagus.
I'm not surprised.
Well, what is he drinking? Tastes like 1050. You and those damn Russian Imperial Stouts. Now, what? Oh, is he trying to fry it? How much shit are you drinking tonight? Question mark.
Are we talking about Matt?
No.
No?
Salty Shellback.
Oh.
First he sent me the picture of him drinking the Dragon Fandango, and now he's on to a great big bottle of Surly Darkness, which is a Russian Imperial Stout.
I like my Russian Imperial Stouts. He's drinking well tonight.
Oh, Miles wants to bring over olives and pickles and do Bloody Mary tonight.
That would probably be a better choice than breaking into the Colorado whiskey, too. We'll save that for tomorrow.
We did not pregame, by the way.
Did not?
We should have, maybe, but...
Speaking of which...
Pocaloco says, intro looks like a lot of white powder was involved in the making. Cobra says, F... Hang on, I have to move these Reaper peppers out of the way.
We still got to make the salsa with those.
You know what? I am definitely holding you to that because...
I'll have to make a grocery store run in the morning then.
So, hit the grocery store. I'll have to find out if we have everything for breakfast. Find out which order we do this, but hit the grocery store. possibly hit the grocery store, have some breakfast, or have some breakfast, hit the grocery store, and then hit the range.
Okay. I'm flexible.
And then as soon as we're done, that's when this is going to
We
happen.
open the third bottle.
We probably should have led with that one. I mean, I don't...
I don't think you'll be disappointed,
oh, well, it's...
but it's not in the same league as this one. It's good whiskey, but not in the same league as either of the two we've had.
I tell you, though, this is...
Outstanding.
And then Salty Shellback sends me a picture. He's holding a bottle of the Korjvekken in his hand. This is, again...
They're very comparable, I suspect.
This and the if I had the two of them right now, you instantly always can detect that sherry. That
it would be interesting to do a side by side of the two.
Salty Shellback. You have 20, say 22 and a half hours to get here with your bottle. F3 is a hit.
No comment.
Steven, with Rich there, I had to lower the speed to 1.5. He must live a little further south.
I do. I was born even further south than where I live, but I've spent most of my life in Indiana and Ohio, and there is a bit of a drawl from there.
He enjoys listening to me sound like a chipmunk. Hey, look, it's the one that was removed for breaking community guidelines. Because she's naked.
Just those legs.
You know, you don't even see side boob in this. And what really pisses me off is they say, do you want to appeal this? And you click and it says this isn't appealable.
Mm.
They changed that. But you know, if you click enough times on another button, it automatically sends you, it says, oh, we're sorry that we didn't have an option for you. Would you like to email us? Oh, yes, I would. And I do every time.
Get your creative juices flowing, huh?
Steve says, oh, a hard target. Gil dropped everyone like a needy side chick, and then went about his merry way. Didn't he? He did me.
You still got yours right there under Justin.
Yeah. Well, I didn't drop him like a hot potato. Deleted me on Facebook and stopped posting to YouTube. I've heard this. I've heard this before, Steve, and I honestly have no idea what's going on with Gil. Man, I know Gil at one point in time told me that he liked watching the brew reviews because he thought I was entertaining and funny, and then in the same breath he said that he knew someone that had a huge drinking problem, and I don't remember if it ended very badly or not, and it might have even been a close family member, but I don't know. I do not know what's going on. I think I still have his number. I mean, I think I could text him and say, hey, how's it going? Steven, yeah, I agree. The OG Serpico is ugly. He never had new designs until after I bought all the ones I currently have. Oh, of course. That's like always. McLean, geez, Eric, why don't you marry the VMAX guy already?
I think you are a fan.
Sean Morley? To watch a guy... first of all, utmost respect for anybody that can take a motor apart, let alone something that I have. You just look at it when it's built and realize the complexities and engineering that go into something like that. So,
I worked in a small car engine plant for a couple of years, and watching those things go down the lines and see how many things they packed into them in the process of assembling them was amazing.
Have you ever, I don't think it was on How It's Made. I think it was another special, watching them build the W16 that's in the Bugatti Veyron. There's a few parts in there.
I would think so.
There's 7 radiators, 4 turbochargers. It's like, why didn't someone go, why even stopped at 4? McLean, This is your most polite and sober guest yet. Go get Matt.
Thank you and screw you.
It's like, wow, he took a hit for being sober and polite.
Mm-hmm.
That's because he didn't pregame for an hour and a half before he came over here. It's like, hey Matt, how much have you had to drink? Everything.
I think we wore him out.
He wore himself out being bad.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's almost like every time, and I haven't had my beer in between.
This is almost buttery.
That time, not only is it ultra ass smooth, but I got a little bit of a floral. I didn't get the fruity. I didn't get the fruity like apple sweetness at the beginning this time. This time I got.
It needs to warm up a little.
Harmarsh, Brewbomi. When I worked in the grocery store, we pulled all dented cans off the shelf. When first started, we could mark the cans down, but almost 5 years into working there, a mandate or a memorandum came from the district manager to pull dented cans off the shelf. We got credit for the damaged products from the warehouse. Now, if cereal came in and had mouse crap on the cases, I circled them in the invoices and tossed the cereal into the compactor. No way was anything that had mouse crap or urine on it going on the shelves on my watch. It's disgusting, but Wade has already reminded me that one of the things you should do before you open up any beverage is to wipe where you put your lips. Mm-hmm. Because if you have the technology to look for it, you probably find fecal matter on more things than you want to.
Yes.
Like Matt's lips. Harmarsh logged into Spreaker at almost 7:30. Nothing was happening.
I had something like that happen too, and I had to like go out and come all the way back in to get it to realize that things were in progress.
Yeah, and I don't understand why a show is rolling along fine and all of a sudden people are saying, oh, the sound's gone. John's like, board looks normal. We haven't touched any wires. I mean, there's been no alien attacks or anything. Harmarsh, robbed of the outro girl. Okay, I'll put her back. Sharky says again, scoundrels on YouTube staff are. And then he says, screen froze on Brewbomi and Rich. And then I could just hear them talking, but no outro girl. And is it mysterious, though? Anytime the outro girl is gone, the show works perfect all the way until you get to her. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times the music plays, but they're just frozen on the last us that they saw.
Right. I've seen that happen several times.
Steven, the trash whiskey skull contents sure isn't getting any lower lately. Take a shot.
We have to have a few more of these before I would be up for that.
Hey, Steve, remember that one time? You know, when you said get out a shot free card? I'm going to play that now. And you're right. Actually, it went up because I went through a few flasks when I brought that bottle over to the beggar on the corner, and I emptied a bunch of things in there, and I found one that had a rating of 7.5, and I was like, I don't want to dump out a 7.5, and I dumped it in there. So the skull has increased, not decreased. McLean, I would pay anything to have Rich Huff read me a bedtime story, and maybe some cocoa, and maybe some under the cover stuff.
Sorry, not happening.
McLean, the drunker I get, the madder I am about the VMAX guy love affair.
Okay.
His name is Sean Morley, and I have his number too. Oh, God.
And he hasn't shared it with me.
It's like you can almost try to drink this wrong, and it still doesn't burn or rip up your throat.
It's so nice.
Yeah, just a really heavy floral but sweet fruit like presence to it.
I think I'm even getting just a hint of like vanilla, but it's just a hint. It's not overpowering. It's not nasty. It is good.
Okay, well, I did quickly mention the Nemesis gun, and I was very, very impressed with it. The PSA is shitty as that trigger feels.
It functions.
It didn't actually do all that badly.
Yours didn't do all that badly.
No, yours was naughty.
It was.
I mean, I was like, at first I was like, wow, he's really going.
It sounded like I was a double tap pro, didn't it?
Yeah, all I heard was ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Then you go, uh-oh. What'd you say? I don't like this, or something's not right about this?
Yes.
Like, whoops. Oh, that's why that is it. Boy, I tell you, if you just want a double tap gun,
I've got it. Might sell it cheap.
Are you looking for a double tap gun? I got a name and number for you. The trigger's really, really decent. And we should do that tomorrow, or is your stuff's upstairs? We should do that tomorrow, is put it on the trigger scale, because I know as soon as someone goes, oh, he put in a Wheaton Arms or whatever trigger, and then he polished it, and I bet you like blah, 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 he tried to make the trigger ultra light. The trigger doesn't feel light.
It's not.
My guess is it's 2.5 pounds, and that might be, it's nice and smooth. It could actually be a 3-pound trigger, because here, for instance, was everybody after John Huber reworked the trigger in the 50 cal, and it was just a mil spec trigger. John did a little polishing. He added some take-up screws, so he was able to take all of the pre-travel out of the trigger. It was literally put your hands on it, and as soon as you started to move, it would fire. And when my little trigger bitch, Christopher, I believe his guess was 1.5 pounds, and the trigger scaled at almost 3 pounds. But holy shit.
Super smooth.
It was so precise and so light that you perceived it to be something that it wasn't. So, I really don't think yours has anything to do with it being light. It doesn't engage right away. It feels like, I don't understand it, because it feels like any decent job that you would have done to a trigger.
I didn't have any indications that there was anything wrong. So yeah, anybody knows what makes a Glock 19 trigger system act like a binary trigger, please let us know.
I mean, there was a bunch of the resetting shit that is supposed to be happening when the slide is coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
But yours, okay, bam, I just fired. I guess it still is completing.
There is some of the reset gymnastics that happens on the slide coming forward, but it shouldn't reset the striker.
No, that's, I don't know, that's.
I did not replace the striker spring. I did not put a lighter striker spring in.
So the only thing that's different is the trigger bar, and the connector.
Safety plunger.
On the safety plunger.
It's got one of the nice, really highly polished ones instead of the rough ones, and the slightly lighter trigger plunger spring, and the connector. It's got a Ghost connector, 2.5 pound.
Great, I've done that probably a zillion times, and I've never created a binary trigger.
I followed all the guides, all the rules. You know, it ought to be right. I mean, after all, it's a Glock knockoff.
He doesn't like Glock knockoffs.
Obviously.
Zippy says, picked up a Springfield XDM Elite Compact 10mm today. Nice shooter. Gotta love some 10mm.
Indeed.
Oh, you're speaking to the choir
Yes.
over here. If If I could have the magic wand and have all the ammunition I needed, there's nothing I would want more than everything to be a 10 millimeter.
I'm very happy with the one that I finally acquired.
Just enough weight to make it a pleasure to shoot, and it didn't even look like it was even all that snappy when you were shooting it.
It didn't.
Smile money. Too late for us East Coast guys. Check it out in the morning. Top 30. Tordisius.
Namaste.
Namaste. Nasty? I don't know. Tordisius. When Valerie Bertinelli, Eddie Van Halen's ex-wife, sees the intro, she's gonna send her son Wolfgang Van Halen over to trash your beer fridge. I understand. I mean, he's quite a musician on his own. You know, he can come over and have a beer with us. That'd be okay. Cheers, Rich. Well, Wade. Cheers, Rich. Speaking of hamburgers, in Biden's Build Back Broken plan, there's a yearly tax of $4,500 on every beef cow and $3,500 on each dairy cow because bovine farts are causing climate change.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that, but go ahead.
The level of pure stupidity and anti-American sentiment is off the scale in the Biden administration.
Agreed.
Yeah, this is the plot from the old TV series Sequest. Cows were illegal, and it was like to eat a hamburger was if you were a pure socialist piece of shit, like the government would be then and now, you would be breaking all the rules by eating a hamburger. Because that means there's a cow somewhere still alive.
I will not give up my beef. If they become illegal, I'll be part of the masses supporting the underground beef pipeline.
We're going to be there with our guns and our cows. Oh, that's just... Wade, we've already had this conversation. We don't need to re-talk about it again. We both know that anybody that calls themselves an environmentalist is just a fucking whack job, and the things that they think that they're going to correct or going to change anything. I bet you if you had the magic wand and we could make all of their little dreams come true, we would still have climate change. It's called
Mother Nature.
Exactly.
There are cycles that we have no control over.
And only a piece of shit libtard could possibly think and be so arrogant that you have any control over Mother Nature.
Like I think I said in one of my comments, volcanoes screw with the climate change more than mankind does.
Oh, Mount St. Helens put more ash in the air than 200 years of industrial.
Mm-hmm.
John Solar says, you're always welcome here. John, we're on our way. Pack up the booze and guns and go live at John's.
And get my navigation software to keep us out of Illinois.
Yeah. No, seriously, John, you have no idea that if something like that was even feasible, thinking of all the ways that me, you, and Christine could possibly easily maintain a financially fiscal household, I'm totally sick and tired. And I honestly think the way things are going, you're going to actually see more and more of that. Jules always acts like she's like doing us like an inconvenience when she's here. It's like, Rich, when she's here, A, I know that the house is being protected because somebody is here. 2, the woman can't sit still. You'd swear that somehow she broke into a bag of cocaine every single day. So it's like, Jules, just watch some TV for a little while. I will after I clean the kitchen.
I sensed that about her.
I absolutely loved her being here, but the fact is that when she was here, it was like, okay, Jules, let's pretend a moment. The cheapest place that you could find on the planet to live is going to cost you $500 a month. I mean, for a couple $100, basically putting money towards food and electricity and that kind of shit, I'd rather she was here. It was, and I see more and more of that possibly happening. Because, like I said, if me, John, and Christine could figure out something to do to actually do something for a job that, I mean, I don't want to do what I do anymore. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm not enjoying what it does to my body.
And I'm retired.
And he's
not working anymore.
And he's not doing anything. Well, he's doing stuff. You're probably gonna end up.
I'm
If you're anything like my mom, you're gonna end up doing more now.
I'm under new management. Just talk to my wife.
Just under new management. Hey, just as a matter of reference, you see that silver brake?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 308 brake. It's just the wrong color.
Yes. Although we could
make it the right color.
make the rest of it the right color.
Or yeah, take the barrel and polish it off and make it shiny.
We can discuss that.
Yeah, that's actually off of Matt's original 308. Here's the funny thing, believe it or not, and I don't know why, but that's that full auto BB gun, and it actually has the AK-47 left-hand thread on it, and I have a thread adapter to convert it back over. Yeah, all this for a BB gun. I have it converted to thread back over to a 5/8 by 24 pitch for a 30 cal break. If you want, we can take that outside a little later, and I can put a hush puppy device on the end of it. You'd be surprised how quiet you can make a BB gun. It didn't change the thing at all. It looked good though.
BB guns are pretty quiet to begin with.
Yeah, that's the problem. Clyde says whiskey and revolution for all.
We just finished a really nice whiskey.
The question is how is it spelt by Johnnie Walker?
No E.
Really? Oh, then hell, we're all good.
See? No E.
Clyde, we just had you covered.
One step ahead of you tonight, Clyde. It was marvelous. Although you'll probably twist my arm into something else tonight before we're done.
What's that look?
Right, Marshall? Yeah, he'll do that, won't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you said.
That look on his face is somewhere between I just got into all of your mushrooms and why are you making noise and waking me up?
My Fitbit just told me I hadn't done my 250 steps this hour.
Salty says Minnesota naked.
No.
No.
Not at the moment.
No, it was when we were out shooting, it was 31 degrees.
It would have been unpleasant, to say the least.
It would have been
Shrinkage would have been a real problem.
a lot of shrinkage. Sharky, woohoo! Welcome back from jail. Hi, Rich. Hope you enjoyed the shit show while it unfolded.
I'm happy to be here.
Blue Healer, 2 thumbs up. If I had the right font pack, those would be American flags, and then pirate flags. Smile money. Neck pour question. If you turn the bottle upside down, shake vigorously, would it eliminate this issue? You know, I don't understand the whole concept of the neck pour.
I don't either. I think it just tastes fresher when you're pouring from the neck because it's the first pours.
But I've seen there's a dude that he does this in his basement. He's got like a 1 point something million followers, and he's discussed the neck pour. And I'm just like, wouldn't what Smile Money just said, wouldn't that alleviate how could this possibly be an issue? You know, if this bottle was sitting out in the sun or in a window, and that maybe that area because there's less of it there, it's easier for the light to get through. Could something happen right there? Or if it's sugary, it'll settle and but I don't. Yeah. Oh. Smile Money. Rich, did you ever imagine that Eric was a trigger snob?
I had suspected as much, but it's now been confirmed.
Look who's talking. Blue Healer, every time you mention Big Daddy, sugar daddies keep popping into my head. Oh, my younger days. If you know, you know. Sugar daddies. Smile money. Jerry is not the typical New Yorker. He would like to build a wall to keep out of Pennsylvania. He is the kind of man they want out of New York. Then again, who would do the work? These are all generally good facts here. Sharky, Marshall is an epic dog, and this is coming from a cat person.
Yeah, I'm a cat person, and he took to me right away.
I don't know about epic.
You're a good dog,
I mean,
aren't you?
if epic and pain in the ass are interchangeable, he's epic. Sharky. Oh, is there a read more? Oh my god, there is a read more. As a foreigner, I find it hard to believe how little the mass defense budget the U.S. has is being used on their veterans. How much of the 770 plus billion U.S. dollars gets spent on the VA?
Not enough.
I personally don't know, but I bet real money it's less than a dollar amount of the equipment they got abandoned in Afghanistan. Probably. And that got left behind in a heartbeat. Just got abandoned in Afghanistan, and to give some perspective, the U.S. spends more of the defense budget than the next 11 top spenders combined. This is based on the 2021 figures. Well, the problem is the only time that anything goes towards our military and the defense budget is when there is a Republican in charge. I personally think the Democratic Party hates America and they don't want to do anything. I think they see our military is an obstacle instead of the people that should be saluted. Smile money. I know that feeling once down my knee. It's a 50-50 whether or not I can get it back. Is he talking about shitting himself?
Think about just getting old.
Sharky. Damn, that 10mm CZ Rich bought is one fine pistol. I peed a little.
I like it. It proved itself to be a worthy acquisition today.
Yes. Smile money? Cow releases hell. It was Eric releasing methane. Cows, problem is from belching. Laugh out loud.
And I am grateful that you haven't continued that practice while I've been here.
And he's in better control with Rich there. Sharky, oh yeah, spank it, E. Spank it hard. Well, you'd have to watch. When you went to go find the piece that Marshall lost, all you could see was your butt right here, and I was going like.
You didn't eat your dinner. How come you didn't eat your dinner?
Come in.
No, it's good.
Sharky says D3. D3 is a hit.
Are you almost done?
1, 2, 3, 4 comments. Yes. Well, you gonna stay for the after party?
Does she ever drink scotch?
Yes, actually.
She should taste my Johnnie Walker Blue.
She seemed like she acted like she was interested in the sherry.
That's good too.
But the Johnnie Walker is
You want to taste either?
in a.
Johnnie Walker Blue is amazing.
There's like 11 different Johnnie Walkers, and this one is at the very top of the pyramid. There is nothing above that.
I'm not doubting that, but yeah, no, I don't, not right now, because I.
Wait for it. There's an excuse. Something. She just took a pill to help the big toenail.
No, but I am gonna go take an Advil because the whole back of my leg, you know, that muscle back there. Is it a bad thing when you feel it go pop and snap and crunch?
Probably.
That's what Scotch is for. It's a lubricant.
If you want, I'll call my massage therapist when we get done here and see if he can tell me what I should do to help you out. I'm kind of his understudy.
I have a list I could submit to you. I want to know how to make a make the sciatic nerve go away. Because Greg keeps saying, go talk to your doctor. Well, I don't really want to have something, I don't want to cut into me. I mean, I think that's probably going to end up something back or...
This guy is able to lightly manipulate my tailbone. You know, just by putting his hand underneath me while I'm laying on his table. And remove the pinches that affect the sciatic nerve.
What are we putting on the grill tonight?
Marshall?
Everything. The good stuff.
I got you 3 cheeseburgers.
Okay.
So I thought maybe we could do burgers and brats tonight.
Okay.
It works.
And that will be commencing within the next 10 minutes.
All right.
I lie a lot. I blame him. You know, here's the problem. I have almost a full beard.
And mine's half gone.
So either we bring this to the club or we both need to drink this and then do a proper send-off for the 200 Ale Club.
Nearly there, aren't you?
I guess I better... I'll read and drink at the same time. Sharky says SH. Indeed, outro babe robbery again.
Did you miss one?
No, it's a hit.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, look at that. There's like some major kiss ass about to happen here. Rich is an epic guest.
Thank you. I'm just one of the guys.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm not just saying this because he's here, but it's actually been a fun time to not hang out with Matt and Miles.
It's always tomorrow.
You know, I think both of them, because they both know there's a schedule that we're following, neither have asked to participate.
They'll probably see that.
They both watch this, yeah. Hey, I'm just kidding.
We can give me a lawn chair. I'll sit over there underneath the camera while they're squeezed in here with him.
Well, Matt's the one that can't seem to stand up. He's the youngest of the group, and he's the one that's always sitting down. David, I understand. You know, when he comes over and does a brew review and wants to pull in the stool and sit down.
And he's only 3 years older than me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, David, he's holding his age better.
I gave up smoking in 78, 76. Yeah, 76. And I attribute that to a lot of my current health and vigor.
Well, he hasn't, and he doesn't smoke anything with a filter. He buys the Pyramid.
He's lucky he's still alive.
I had to stop and get Mike next door some smokes, and David, being David, goes, here, just take a couple of packs of these for him. I go, those are filterless. Even though Mike smokes probably, I don't know, 3 packs a day? I don't know what he's up to. I've never asked. I'm going, there's no way in hell he can make it through a day on 1 pack of smokes. I can guarantee you that. And still, I don't think he's going to smoke. David's filterless. I think they're okay, but before I quit completely, except for cigars, I liked American Spirit Blacks, and those are like pipe tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
So
I smoked pipes a lot too when I was a kid.
I like pipes.
They were good.
My one of my favorite ones is right here.
I actually got rid of all mine. I was serious about quitting, and I had quite a collection. That looks like a nice one.
This one actually was fairly expensive from
looks it.
Italy, but when I got it, it was almost. I don't even as raw as it could get. And Josh, the owner of Duluth Tobacco, I go, this hasn't even been finished. He goes, why do you think that I just handed you a $300 and something pipe for $50? Because it hasn't been finished. And I'm like, okay, well how do you guys finish them? He goes, you get some tobacco in there, you get it going a little bit,
nose wax,
and then you just keep covering it, and that's exactly this. I don't have anything. It was almost white when I got it. I would say it was almost the color.
Just a blonde wood, not a dark wood.
Yeah. So when you smoke it, the heat opens up the pores and nose oil. And he goes, I had this look on my face. He goes, Eric, I am not fucking with you. This was a guy that looked like he just crawled off of a Harley Davidson. I mean, he just imagine any stereotypical Harley Davidson guy. Just the long hair, the beard, the mustache. Even in the summer, I think he wore a leather jacket. Always was in blue jeans. And
what's wrong with blue jeans?
I mean, he just always fit. He was like the frickin' Marlboro man, for Christ's sakes. And yet, all summer long, sitting out in front of Duluth Tobacco was a Yamaha, the Radian. No, Sam's got the Radian. The Phaser. A Yamaha Phaser. It was this very futuristic looking, I believe there were 700cc inline fours. And it was like, at first I was like, one day I was like looking at the bike out the window and I was looking at him and he's like, just shut up. And I go, how did someone like you end up with something like that? He goes, because that's badass. And I go, dude, I've owned, to this moment in time, other than my Duster, I can't really say I've ever owned really cool cars. Nothing where you'd go, now that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Now, like Brad's got a Z06. Well, actually, it's not a Z06. It's the model right below the Z06, and it is a badass Corvette. And several of these guys own some pretty cool cars. Bikes, on the other hand, I've always been into bikes, and I'll argue to the end of time right now. Vivian is flat out the baddest. Still, she's 33 years old, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. I think the Gen 1 VMAX looks almost more badass than the Gen 2. The Gen
You've still got to introduce us.
We can make a formula, except for it got Miles trash in the way now. There's 4 motorcycles out there, and anybody that knows me, you couldn't have shot a load of sperm in the main door of my garage without hitting something only a few months ago. It was like last winter, it was like this.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
you should see my garage. We get my wife's car in and that's it. And it's a 2-car garage.
well, then me and you, we both look like the movie Hoarders was being filmed there.
That's what my wife keeps calling me, but it's not true.
And Christine comes down here, she goes, the only thing we can really do down here is throw everything out. I go, what? Well, you can't touch anything in there. And then, see, Rich has got a view that it's been seen a few times. I've done some live chats, but overall, this is not a big area. This is what I have to work with. I could possibly rearrange the basement and use that whole wall, but this desk was here when we moved in. As a matter of fact, I asked for very few contingencies. Believe it or not, when we moved in, there's 2 things that were on the top of my list from my realtor. The people are willing to take your offer. We were willing to accept their financial offer on the price of this house if you leave the desk in the basement. And if you look at it, really, there's nothing special about it. But I saw this as a possible work area because this was long before YouTube days. Mm-hmm. And there was this sweet-ass freestanding hammock in the backyard. And the guy goes, yeah, I can leave the desk downstairs, but you can't leave the hammock. Then I go, then we're not giving you full price on the house. Which is funny because we didn't. And then the next greatest cliff note about this house is if you look out the backyard, you see where the fire pit is? Mm-hmm. That was a tree. In the disclosure of this house, he didn't mention anything about the leaking walls in the basement, which I've fixed most of them. There's a small trickle over there when it rains really hard, like we've been having. And there's something trickles when the backyard, literally, when you step off the back stairs and you step into 2 inches of standing water, something finally leaks over here. Now, he didn't mention anything about the leaky basement, but he mentioned that the tree in the backyard was expected to make a full recovery. And he went around to the other neighbors, confirm this with Mike if you'd like. He wanted each of the neighbors to contribute a couple of $100 towards medication to save the tree in the backyard. We bought this house and we owned it for 15 minutes when I downed that tree with a chainsaw because it was right in the middle of the goddamn backyard. It was like, who the hell wants a tree? Right? So that fire pit is actually, I didn't want to have to get a stump grinder. So if you take the fire pit out, right below the crushed rock is the remains of that tree. He rolled through the alley like 15 days after we bought the house, stopped and talked to my old neighbor John. John goes, I laughed, Eric. He stopped here. He had blood vessels popping out of his head. He goes, I spent all this time and that money to save that tree, and they cut it down. And John looks at him and goes, maybe you shouldn't have sold the house if you're getting so riled up. After all, it isn't yours anymore, right? And he had a little huff and he left. Didn't even say goodbye to John. But it was just like, it made the whole backyard seem so crowded. We don't have a big backyard to start with, and then you put a big-ass tree right in the middle of it. Nope. I grabbed the chainsaw.
You did the right thing.
And I took it down. Oh, yeah, 10 minutes was 20 minutes ago. Mr. Mark Mac 85. Mr. Mark Mac 85, I don't know 100% who you are, but one of the cooler guys. On the other hand, he is usually the one that riles me into some political rants, and I hold him responsible for that. He says, hi, Eric and Rich. Nice to see you two during a burr review together. Have a great day at the range.
We did.
And YouTube says that we can say, and I'll let him decide this, we can say thank you, you two, morning or more to come.
Maybe more to come.
Oh, yeah. This is very true. If Christine doesn't change her mind. And final comment, Infinity Skull Shots. I didn't hear anything you just said right there, did you?
Blah, 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 blah.
No disrespect, but I really do not want to follow up Johnnie Walker Blue with anything out of that bottle.
Maybe mañana.
Now, having said that, if you are a fan of Maker's Mark, for some reason, no matter what I dump into there, it changes into Maker's Mark. Maybe that's just my imagination, but it's actually not terrible, but it's also, it's not good. It's not.
When I was back in college, we had these things called buffalo parties, where we would take a wash tub and literally just dump in all kinds of stuff. And it sounds kind of like what's in that jar.
That around here was called a Wapapalooza party.
Mm.
You were admitted into the party. There was literally the very last one I had ever gone to, and it actually didn't taste all that bad. Someone had gone out and they bought a brand new Rubbermaid 50-gallon garbage can. And I know the guy that lived there. They took the time and they literally washed it out. I don't know about sterilizing it, but they washed it out. This was before everybody was a pussy. Uh-huh. And you were admitted into the party by walking through the door and emptying out whatever you had in your hand into that. And then everybody got cups and they had a little ladle, and that's what they filled bags of ice. And it slowly evolved all night long, but I think some people might have gotten a heads up that this is what it was. So I did not honestly see a lot of whiskeys going into it. There was a lot of like tequila and rum and vodkas. And then every now and then somebody would dump in like 2 gallons of fruit punch. And then one of the girls that was there was busy cutting up apples, oranges, and fruit was being tossed into this thing. And it honestly, it wasn't disgusting.
They were usually pretty good until somebody dumped something lime flavored in there. That was the kiss of death.
And that brings us to... You have a problem mixing? Or?
Nope, okay. Not at all.
And Rich is responsible for this. I'll give credit where credit is due. Somewhere in here, he wanted to do a two-hearted ale and a double two-hearted ale. Now, if you really have your heart set on a double, because have you had the double?
No, I have not.
Have you ever had the regular?
I have.
Okay. We might be able to find this at either Super One or Keyport. Maybe.
I've still got to get some bent paddle.
Well, then maybe if we go to the grocery store for the salsa,
Mm-hmm.
if we hit the Super One liquor store, we might be able to find the double, but for sure everything that you want to take home with you.
Okay. Pardon me, I gotta do some foam.
Yeah, I have
Remediation.
foam management. Now again, if you're loading up for your trip home, bent paddle, and there's several things I would point to, but the original IPA is right up there.
I remember your reviews of that way back when, and they sounded really good.
Castle Danger Cream Ale, and if we can find you some Raspberry Crush, you should take that.
Okay.
And they just released something else, but the cream ale, absolutely the cream ale. And I know because we're an hour and 25 minutes, Johnny's never gonna hear me say this. Johnny, I feel bad because I really need to put a care package of cream ale together for him. The real reason, since Johnny isn't going to hear me say this, but you will, the real reason I've been holding off is I figured the sumbitch would come here for it. Because I like spending time with Johnny.
He's probably overdue for a visit, isn't he?
He is. Wow, you can actually see the dimples on her ass.
And the curve of her back.
Spending time with Johnny is like spending time with you. There's a little higher level of maturity than the normal guests.
I like Johnny.
Johnny's awesome. Okay, here we are in the club, and there's after all this time, there's only four of you. Mike, he says, "Cheers, bro." And YouTube says we can see. Why is this every time? No worries, anytime, or you bet. Those all suck dick. I'm not even gonna click on any of them. I'll just say cheers back to you, Mike.
Cheers, Mike.
Harmarsh, cheers, Clevers.
Harmarsh, cheers.
There's another guy. I want to go on record. If something happens to either one of us before we can shake hands, I think I sort of talked about this. But I've kind of evolved it into like a waking dream. It would be awesome to take all of the guys that either are willing to learn how to ride a motorcycle or already know how to ride a motorcycle. Because I had this weird dream one night. I don't know if you got to that part in the brew review, but I had this dream. It was me, Christine, Miles, Matt, Jerry, but I don't think they make a motorcycle low enough for Jerry to touch the ground. I thought that Harold was there, but if not, I definitely will add him to the list. But a bunch of us were meeting here in Minnesota. We were all on motorcycles, and we were going to go to like Arizona or something. We weren't going to go to California because we hate California.
It can fall off in the ocean.
Except for, of course, Gun Wild and Stainless 4.5 and Mr. 27.
I do want to visit a couple of the national parks there before it falls off in the ocean.
No, maybe we should. Okay, we could go to California on bike. But basically, the moral story to the dream is I had this dream that a whole bunch of us got together to take a motorcycle ride to raise money for Justin's final mission. And it was just starting to get good when my alarm went off, and I was just like...
Well, organize it. I'll help support it.
So, I would definitely want Harold to be involved in this, and he's actually, I don't know if the drawing has taken place, but he is in on a drawing for a wicked Harley Davidson that's being raffled off down in, I think it's Florida. The King Kong or something like that. They took big and they made it bigger. Then Mike says, it's great to see Rich.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad he's here too. I mean, he could have just put the AR-10 stuff in a box and mailed it.
I wanted to see it got here in person. I've heard about your postal delivery.
Touche. And last, 18 minutes ago,
Almost last.
26 minutes ago, and not last anymore, is Smile Money. Cheers. I hope I hear about shooting and not how your stomach exploded at breakfast.
Yeah, where we went wasn't as overpowered as the place that we didn't get to go, so
Yeah.
it was still a good filling breakfast.
Yeah, we both had the shipwreck, and basically it's a skillet with
Everything but the kitchen sink.
everything but the kitchen sink is in it. And of course we sat at the right table, and we got Tori as our waitress. So
Good girl.
and thank you to Rich. It was me and Christine, Rich, and Miles, and Rich picked up the bill, and we made sure that Tori. He showed me what the bill was, so I knew what the tip should be. I think 50%. I think 50% is pretty good for a tip.
I said, they would ring the bell in the bar at B-Dubs if you tipped like that.
We did not, on the other hand, beat Johnny Watson's tip for Tori. Tori made a rent payment after Johnny left a tip one time. I'm like, what, are you crazy? He goes, these people work their ass off, and every now and then I like to be able to do stuff like this.
And I salute Johnny for being able to do that. And for having the heart to do it.
Tori does make sure that your creamer is filled, your coffee cups never go out empty. If you're having water or soda or milk, she makes sure that it never. And on top of it, she knows who the good people are, and she'll literally sit down and chat with you for a while. It's a little bit more difficult on, like today. It was bordering on starting to get pretty busy in there, but Tori is she's great. I had someone tell me that she was kind of an airhead, and I'm just like, well, I don't know. I mean, way back when you were there, she might have been a little even younger than she's not, because she's not really old. But
I think having 2 kids has settled her down.
Yes. Yeah, she's good at what she does. Last comment, Mike says, I can't find 10mm ammo.
I had to search hard to find what I have and brought with me. So I understand, but be patient, be persistent, and you'll find some.
But you know what the greatest part about 10mm ammo is? 10mm ammo uses so much of the exact same thing as a 40 cal.
Mm-hmm.
So I make sure that I try to save, and we did today, save every single piece of brass, and I make sure it gets back to Mikey, and Mikey fixes it. Mikey fixes it and sends it back. Huh? I have no idea what you just said. But we're going to say cheers.
Cheers.
We will see you tomorrow, and we will be taking a look at the one that comes with its own shot glass. I like how they think.
I hope you like it as much as I did.
Well, coming from a guy that just bought a $250 bottle of Johnnie Walker Scotch and talks about it being a near sexual experience,
Marvelous.
If you like that one, then I'm probably going to like that one.
I think you will.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, also I have to pee.
TMI.
I'm glad I waited. I have this thing set for, I think it's every 30 seconds. We can wait out another 27, 28, 29. Oh my God. That's maybe the finest use of black electrical tape I've ever seen.